Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Lifting the Curtain. Today, I'm speaking to Philip Lee and Grace Nyandoro, who both star in the King's Theatre's production of La Bohème, which is now running at the venue until May 28th. I hope you enjoy this conversation. Link for tickets is down below.
Hi, my name is Philip, and in this production of Bohème, I play Mimi. Obviously, Mimi is normally played by a soprano, but I am singing it as a tenor, not at soprano pitch, you'd be pleased to hear. So this production is obviously, even if just because of that, it's a slightly different version of La Bohème.
My name's Grace Nyandoro, and I'm playing Marissa, or AKA Musetta. And I'm a soprano, and Musetta, that role is a soprano role too. So nothing changes for me.
Amazing. What kind of attracted you both to this production and the roles?
I think for me, it's just the difference in my character. And I've played Rodolfo and sung Rodolfo a lot, and heard the part of Mimi sung back to me while I've been crying because of the events of the opera on stage. And so the chance to actually flip that round and experience the story from the other way was something that I couldn't really say no to, and it's been fascinating. And what I've enjoyed about this production and the way the story has gone is that very quickly I forgot that actually I'm not supposed to be on this side of the story, and this is meant to be a soprano, and it feels, I hope for the audience, it feels very natural that this change has taken place.
That's a good answer. That was a really good answer. What attracted you to? I've never played Musetta before, and I didn't think I would ever get cast as a Musetta. And I think what's attracted me to the Kingshead version is Mimi is male, and also Musetta is not your typical Musetta standing on the tables, swinging her skirts around. She's a little bit tough. She's a little bit What's a polite word of saying it? I can't think of a good polite word. She's a strong character, and I really enjoy playing her.
And obviously, La Bohème's been around since 1896. So why do you think it constantly gets restaged, reinvented?
I mean, first of all, I think the music is so beautiful that it just, you can hear it 1,000 times and it will just pull at your heartstrings whether you want it to or not. But I think the characters in any version are so beautifully written, and they're written as real people with real relationships, and it starts straight in the middle of a conversation between two friends. So there's no preamble, there's no introduction into the world. You're just dropped straight into a very real relationship, and hopefully the romantic relationships are also presented as real, and I think they are in the original and they are in ours as well. So I think beyond the amazing score, you get a story about people that hopefully you can relate to, or you might know people like that, or how it reflects relationships or friendships that you might have had.
There you go.
I think that's right.
And obviously this production moves it to contemporary London. How have you approached taking on the story to moving it to that?
I think again, taking the characters and the relationships between the friends and then the romantic characters, and just seeing how it is relatable, because they are in the original version in the and in the Italian, and so how can they be more relatable? How would they speak if it was you or your friend that was in this situation?
Yeah, the libretto that Phil and David have done is amazing. Like if you're somebody that struggles with opera, this is the one to see, because I think the story is so clear. Because the cast, I'm excluding myself, but they're fabulous actors, brilliant singers, and then the libretto it's really funny. I was like, it was really funny. I was not ready for it. And heartbreaking, of course.
Yeah, and what we wanted, because the original Italian is beautiful and poetic, but it translated directly, it's not how people speak now. It's probably not how people spoke at the end of that century either, really. So it was very important to us. Well, if we're setting it now, we don't really want anything in it that people wouldn't really say in real life, obviously with poetic license, because there are sweeping emotions in it, and events have to move very, very quickly. But yeah, we wanted it to just be as if you could be in this story.
And how did you kind of, I know, as you say, kind of, Philip, you kind of reworked the libretto. How did you kind of go alongside David Eaton to do that? Because it was such an iconic score.
Yes, well, we both know the opera very well, which I think helps. So we know the characters and we know what's meant to happen. And I wanted to stay true to the sequence of events, and I think we have. There are differences, and especially I think with my character, that it's more the story now pivots more on decisions that are made and life choices. Rather, I think the characters have more agency, even with Musetta as well. She's not just reacting to what the men around her do; she's making her own decisions. So, as because it's a different way that people live now. So that was really good. But in order with the sequence of events, it actually doesn't divert from the original very much at all. But it's great working with someone else and working with David, because we can sort of write something and then suggest things or change it and go, no, I can't see people saying anything like that, or no, this is how I would say it. So yeah, it was a really fun process, and great then to hear like people sing it.
Yeah, of course. And kind of working at the Kingshead, I guess that kind of intimacy kind of changes rather than a giant kind of opera house. Does that kind of allow you to connect better with that audience?
Yeah, well,
I'm not a stranger to opera amongst audience members and stuff, but Kingshead is really intimate. You feel like you're singing this close to people, and my character gets to interact quite a lot. I think spoiler if you're in the front row. You're pretty much in the opera. But that was fun. I really enjoyed it, and I think the immediacy of it makes it more relatable. I'm going to stop talking now.
And kind of, as you say, under Mark Ravenhill, like you said, it's opera, but for modern audiences, like you say, who maybe haven't seen an opera. Like, how kind of would you kind of sell it to like people who say opera might frighten people, but how would you sell it to people who wouldn't?
Well, it's been lovely because we've had a couple of previews already, and we've had people who have come up to us, and they're not even lying now, who have said, I have never been to an opera before, and I came to see this, and they were excited, and they were saying, we're now going to go on our phones and see what else we can watch. Shall we go and see Bohème in a full version in Italian, or in a more traditional version, or what else do you recommend? So that has been that's been really exciting, and I think hopefully it is attractive to people who are seeing opera for the first time, because it is contemporary. It is hopefully characters that you'll recognise. I would always recommend La Bohème as a first opera in any version, but this one especially, because I think you can just have fun, and Mark has been very keen, and he's actually said to audiences before the show, have fun. If you want to clap at any point, do. If you want to cheer, do. Don't be afraid to laugh. We're not in an opera house right now.
Yeah, exactly.
No one has to be on their best behaviour.
No one will shush you. Exactly, I hate that.
Exactly.
Being shushed. It's ridiculous.
And maybe people can enjoy it as they probably would have enjoyed it in the very, very original version, where people didn't really sit still and quietly in an opera house.
No. They yell, exactly. They boo.
And if they liked something, they would be vocal, or if they didn't, they would be vocal. Yeah. Don't nobody do that.
Don't do that.
No, don't do that. Yeah. And I guess kind of, as they say, because it's been so reinvented, like things like Rent probably help kind of a modern audience to kind of connect with it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, younger audiences come along. But what would you kind of say, if you have any, are your favourite qualities within the characters you're playing?
Favourite qualities? I like how confident she is. She's so confident and so sure of herself, which is not that's not how I always am. Yeah. And I love that she gets to have interactions with all the characters. Like she has a different relationship with all of them. I find that really fun to play. This is the most fun I've had playing a role, and I would never have said, oh, it's Musetta, that's going to be the one. But this Musetta, I think especially Mark had a vision for how she needed to be, and I'm so pleased that I get to play her.
Well, that's really good. I'm just enjoying the fact that I'm playing Mimi at all, because I shouldn't be. and in normal circumstances I wouldn't be. So that novelty, I don't think will wear off for a very long time. But as I said before, I enjoy that my character and all of them just are more proactive. They're making more decisions. It's not just a story that runs along on the lines of things that are happening to them and fate. And of course, like with all the decisions they make, there are consequences, which are either good or bad, not spoiling the end of the opera at all. But I really enjoy that. I enjoy that rather than it's a case of, oh, I have an illness or fate has brought me to this place and therefore this story happens. It's more about decisions that people make, and with no judgment on those decisions, what the consequences of those possibly could be.
Very, very good answers there. What would you want an audience to take away from coming to see La Bohème in this version?
That the music's beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's totally accessible for everyone. Like, everyone should be going to see an opera. That's how I want people to come and see it and go, oh, right, yeah, no, I get it. I get opera. I'm going to go see some more.
Yeah. And that is great, even if just the few people that we've spoken to after the shows this week, if they're the only people that we inspired to go and see something else somewhere else, that's amazing. Yeah,
we won.
Exactly. And I think I've been really pleased how people have vocally reacted. People have been moved by the events, because it is a moving opera, but also they've laughed and been involved in what's happening and really gone along with the story, which is great.
Amazing. Now I have some, I call them quick fire questions, but it's up to you how quick you want to answer them. These are all about you, just your lives. Some of them are just a bit stupid, so just go with it. The first one would be, what was the first piece of theatre that you guys can remember seeing in your lives?
I saw Peter Pan with Bonnie Langford in the Playhouse in Weston-super-Mare, and I thought it was the most incredible thing, because she was flying like on. And it's a small kid, a very small stage, but to a 6-year-old, it was incredible.
I saw Grease. My friend, for my friend's birthday, she wanted to go see Grease, so her mum bought us all tickets, and we went to go see Grease, and that was really exciting. Yeah, that was. Yes, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, and on the flip side, what would be the one favourite production you've seen kind of in your lifetime so far?
Right. That's hard.
Oh, that is really hard.
I couldn't think. This is easy. For my birthday, my sister took. It's not opera. This is really bad. Probably I should say it's opera. And my sister took me to see Hamilton. And I knew of the musical, but it was another thing to know, and then to see all of the diversity in the casting is I've never seen anything like it, and I really enjoyed seeing Hamilton, and that's why I like diverse productions like our La Bohème.
Yes, exactly.
It's very diverse.
I saw Jerusalem back in probably about 10 years ago now, and that was almost too good to really comprehend. I was a bit overwhelmed by it all, so that I think that's probably all my official answer. But then recently I went to see Six, which I'm well behind in watching. Go and see it. It's amazing, and I was very taken with that. I'm a massive Tudor history geek anyway, so that was brilliant, and the music's fantastic.
Yes, I recommend, but go and see La Bohème first.
Yes,
come and see us first.
What was the last TV show you both binged?
I don't think I should say.
I think you should.
I was watching Revenge. It's on Now TV, and I've watched quite a few episodes. It's a very early 2000 show, and I remember being very young and being told not to watch it, and now I'm binging it. Don't judge me.
That's not too bad.
That's a good one. I need to watch that. I watched Midnight Mass, which is horror. Well, it officially is horror, but it's got some gory bits in it. It's not too scary, but it is very good. I very much enjoyed that.
Very good. This doesn't have to be career based. It can just be something completely random. But what would be one thing on your bucket lists?
Bucket lists. I've still got places in the world that I want to see. I'm really thankful that I've seen a lot, especially through work. It's been great to like visit different places, but there's still like I want to see the pyramids, and I know that I'm always told that it won't be what I expect, but I don't care. There's still places like that I have to see, fully aware that they might not be what I want. But yeah, I'd love to go to Egypt.
What's my bucket list? Maybe go to Mardi Gras in New Orleans.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to do that and play. If somehow go to a jazz band, and also I was a saxophonist in a former life, and play. That I think that is on my bucket list. Maybe if I know I don't have enough time left, I would do that.
Yeah. Good answers. Who are your biggest inspirations?
Oh, wow. These are hard questions.
Oh, yeah.
My biggest inspiration, like as a singer or as like
Generally, yeah.
General. I think that's really hard because I would say there are loads of people that inspire me, but can I remember them all? I guess a big influence in my singing and me going on to do opera was Leontine Price. I remember hearing her for the first time, and I didn't find her. My teacher was like, "Oh, you haven't heard a black opera singer? No. Let me play you this." Actually, he didn't even tell me she was black. He just played it, and I was like, "Who is this glorious person singing? Who is that? I want to sound just like her." So I suppose that's been a big influence.
She was great.
Yeah, beautiful voice.
Yeah,
really beautiful.
I'm going to be cheesy. I'm going to say my mum.
Oh, that's
just
nice.
Because yeah, she's just done a lot in her life and had a great effect on a lot of people's lives. And I think, so I think that would be my inspiration.
That's very good. If you weren't in performing like you are now, what do you think you'd be doing with your lives?
I don't know. And probably after every time I do my tax return, I ask myself the same question. Should I do something else? But if I thought of it, maybe I would, but I can't.
I don't know. I think I would, don't judge me. I think I'd be two different professions. I'd either be an accountant or I'd be a hairstylist. I think I would, I think I'd really,
Very good answers. What was the last book that you read?
Well, I just reread The Handmaid's Tale and the Testaments. I'm not sure why. Oh, I think because the opera was on at the Colosseum, which made me think, I haven't read that for a while. But yeah, so I read that again. They're very good.
Oh, I don't know. Handmaid's Tale. It was a really rough book to read. I was traumatized. It's the reason why I haven't watched a TV show. I was genuinely traumatized by that book. I'm just trying to think. The last thing I read. I really can't. I can't picture what's on my desk. But I'll say a book that I come back to all the time is The Picture of Dorian Gray because it's quite short. It's a nice palate cleanser, and I love the story. I know people don't, but I love it.
This is a big question, but what does theatre mean to you both?
These questions! Oh my god!
Not meant to be easy.
It means getting to live my dream. I never thought I would be able to make a living from playing. Like, we literally get to play, and then people give us money. I was like, is this a joke? What is happening? That's really exciting that I still get to play. and sing in front of audiences and get that clap. It's really nice. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, it is. I agree with that. I think it's so important to people who, like us, who want to make it and want to produce it. It's amazing to be doing it.
Yeah,
it really is. And I think it's an important medium. I really do. In the same way that books are and films are and songs are, just another way of expressing stories and representing different realities on stage, which is exciting about our version, because it, again, telling a story that hasn't actually been told in opera very much, if at all. So that's why I think theatre is important, in the same way as books. My favourite book.
Very good. My last quick fire one for you is, what would be the best piece of advice you've both been given?
Oh. Best piece of advice. Oh, what other people think of you is none of your business. That's a
That sounds like Paul has said.
Yeah, like I think he has said it. I'm pretty sure he said it. I've heard it, but it's not been given directly to me, but I've heard it. Given directly to me, sing, don't try and sing like somebody else, sing like you. I think that clicked. That when that clicked, that changed how I sang, which was really really good.
Yeah, that's very good.
I like the other one. What people think about you, it's not your business.
I think maybe mine is, somebody said to me, like, this too shall pass, and it just was really important to me at that time, and always just know that whatever your present reality is, if there are any particular struggles, things don't stay the same. Things will change, and sometimes when you're in the middle of a situation, especially if it's a stressful one or heartbreaking, it's very difficult to see that the present reality is not going to be the future and infinity. And I think in any situation that you're in, and in a positive way, it helps me enjoy shows that I'm in, like right now, because I go, well, this is finite. We're doing a finite run, so I want to enjoy what I'm doing now, because this too shall pass. I think it helps me in every sort of aspect of life.
Amazing. And my final question for you both today is the big hard sell. Simply, why should an audience come and see La Bohème?
I think it's fun. And I don't know if people would expect La Bohème to be fun.
I didn't.
But somehow it is, in the way that it's also, without giving a spoiler, it's also not fun. Somehow people have had a very entertaining evening at the same time as watching an appallingly tragic story. So it's good.
Also, you get to drink. Like, you can bring your drink. If there's a pub next door, it's part of the venue, and you can bring your drink in. It's not as long as the original La Bohème.
No, it's a good night out, and it's accessible in everything, in the length, in the language, in the story.
I'm trying to think other good reasons. We're in it.
You're in it.
And the singers sound fabulous. I am including myself.
Good.
And it's different. It's different. If you want to see La Bohème with a full orchestra and all the children's chorus, you can. If it's not on right now, it will be somewhere next month. If you want to come and see the story really scaled down and focused on, and be immersed in the middle of those voices in that story, come and see this one. Or see both, preferably see both.
See both, Amazing. Well, you've sold it to me, so brilliant.
Hey.
Thank you for your time today. Hope the run goes well. The run is on at the Kingshead Theatre until May 28th, and the link for the tickets will be below or on the side or wherever they go these days.